What's up, Bertini Fam? So in today's video, we're going to be installing this Barnett clutch. This is the Scorpion clutch. This is a bad big boy, and look how beautiful it looks. And we're also going to be replacing the clutch ball bearing. This is what goes into the Trask basket that I have. Now, the reason why we're switching out this clutch, currently I have a Recluse clutch on my bike. The reason why we're switching out this clutch is because I'm having shifting problems. And I've been having these shifting problems ever since I installed the Baker Grudge Box onto the bike. Now, for those of you guys who do not know and haven't seen that video, go ahead and check out my video on where I blew the factory transmission, and so I had to go up to a Baker Grudge Box. This bike just puts out way too much torque and power for that factory transmission. So I'm sure some of you remember this. I used to have an AEM pressure plate on this. The issue is that was causing issues for shifting on this transmission. When I removed that, it did help out a little bit. It hasn't solved the problem though. Now currently, for those of you all who have not seen my driveline video, I have an Evo Industries compensator eliminator or compensator delete, and then I have a Trask clutch basket with a Recluse clutch pack. And then of course I used to have on the AEM the pressure plate thing that used to go here. I removed it because Baker recommended me trying that out, and it actually did help a little bit with shifting, but the bike is still having a bunch of shifting issues. So we're hoping that going with this Barnett Scorpion clutch and replacing the bearing that goes in the Trask basket, that this will help solve my shifting issues. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and head over to Blockhead Moto Garage. This way we can sync up with Blockhead and Chris. Chris is gonna be working on the bike. We'll go ahead and document everything obviously, but stay tuned in for the video. I'll get you guys some riding footage on the way there too. Let's go. So I just want to show you something. Right now I am in 6th gear, and I don't know if you noticed, there's no gear indicator on this. So one thing that's really important is when you install these on the bike, you have to make sure that you get this back on a tune and get it adjusted, or get the ECM flash from the factory, because if not, your gears will not show here, or not all of them at least. So for me, it is 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th gear that do not show any sort of gear indication here. Well, when I'm in 6th gear, or sorry, when I'm in 5th gear, it shows here as 6th gear, which I'm assuming is because of the overdrive in the Baker Grudge Box is probably what's causing that to happen. Okay, so as you can see here, right now I'm actually in 5th gear. I'm not in 6th gear. This is what it's showing for being in 5th gear right now. It's showing me 6th gear indicator. Now let me just show you. I'm gonna go to shift it real quick so you can see what it actually does. You see? Nothing. Now I'm gonna put it back in 5th gear. You see? It goes right back to 6. So you have to make sure that you flash the ECM or you retune the bike. Now, the other thing that I'm noticing is that when I clutch this, if I just clutch it here, I'm gonna show you real quick, slightly, it actually shifts into gear. If I pull this all the way back, it does not shift into gear. And so I'm assuming that Baker is right. It has something to do with the clutch. That's the reason why it's not shifting into gear properly, because look, I can downshift perfectly. So long as it's just depressed slightly and not depressed all the way back, it shifts super smooth. So I'm assuming that really is the issue is, yeah, look at that, perfect shifting. So long as I don't depress the clutch all the way down, just slightly. It is such a nice day out today. I mean, still so fortunate. I'm just thinking about like putting things into perspective. Even me going through like all of these like little bike issues in comparison to like what a lot of other people are out there dealing with in the world, it's like my problem is so ridiculous. And sometimes, you know, just going on a drive and then just enjoying the outside, enjoying this weather, it like just kind of centers you and brings you back, and you know, like brings you back to reality, where you feel like, wow, I'm so grateful for all that I have and the situations that I've been put in. I'm very thankful. It's such a gorgeous day out today. It is really nice, minus all this traffic. So many people now are moving to my city. All these people have found out about the city that I'm in and all the benefits that it has to offer, that all these people are now moving to my city, and it's causing a lot of traffic, too much traffic to my liking, of course. I moved from, you know, Miami, or, you know, I was, you know, raised in Miami, and so moving from Miami, you're trying to get away from all of the people, right? You're trying to avoid traffic and people in general, especially where we live, you know, which is all the way out in the country. You move out to places like that because you don't want to be around people. And then this happens and people move to the city you're in and it gets populated, and yeah, and then you have to deal with all the traffic. And now I have to convince my wife to move even more north. Wish me luck in doing that. I'm sure all of my married men out there can appreciate that, or even women. I'm sure all of my married women out there can appreciate the the fact of trying to convince your spouse to do something that you want to do but they don't want to do. Fun times. So the other thing that I just noticed when trying to do it is cruise control. Cruise control also does not work right now. So I'm assuming that this also has to deal with the whole gear selection thing not working, like indicator not working, as well as the speedometer, same thing. I'm assuming it's all the exact same issue. The ECM has to be reflashed by, you know, Harley, or, you know, your shop, or, you know, put it on a tuner and that'll solve the issue as well. But I just want to show this to you. So I'm going to turn on cruise control. Cruise control is on right now, but oh, now it worked. Funny enough, on video it worked, but before it didn't work. I was sitting here smashing this thing left and right before and it didn't work. Oh, maybe because now it's in gear. Hold on. I'm going to get it up to a different gear and try that real quick. So now the bike is in 6th gear and I'll try it. So turn it on. See, nothing. It's not indicating. Like no matter what I do, it doesn't work, and so that's what it is. As you can see, right now I'm actually in 6th gear. I know it doesn't indicate that on there, but I'm in 6th gear right now, and it's still not working. So it is something that you are going to have to consider it, or keep in mind, not consider it. You're not going to have to be, well, you should be considerate too, but you're going to have to keep in and take into consideration is that you are going to have to reflash the ECM or get the bike tuned, like, you know, a dyno jet or a TTS, I'm assuming can both handle the job. But yeah, I just thought that that was important, something to call out if you're running into that kind of problem as well. Yo, the drive up to Blockhead Moto is so pretty. I love these trees, how they have here. I mean, it's really, really nice. I can't, unfortunately, reveal to you where the location of the new garage is at, or where Blockhead Moto Garage is at, but it's really nice. And the drive up to it is also really nice. All right, so
what's up, Bertini heads?
What's up, Bertini heads? Here with Michael Bertini and Sick Wide Glide at the shop. We're here in the Blockhead Garage. He messed up his bike again, so here it is once again. Now, what happened? What's going on, man? What's the visit?
So here's the thing. So I ended up here again because I like seeing y'all's beautiful faces.
You love me. You really love me.
No, so yeah, Baker transmission installed. As y'all saw in one of the previous videos, Baker transmission is installed and it's having shifting problems. But good news is it's not the Baker transmission. What we think it is, it's in the clutch. And so that's why in today's video, we're installing the Barnett Scorpion clutch. Hopefully that'll get rid of it. And we're replacing the, Chris, what are we replacing? The bearing, clutch basket bearing. Clutch basket bearing.
Clutch hub bearing.
Clutch hub bearing, there you go. So that's what's gonna be going on here. By the way, really quick, I gotta give this plug. Once again, we're here at Blockhead Moto Garage. Make sure, check out the link in the description box below if you guys are interested and you are in the Central Florida area in getting your bike serviced. Go head over to that link that I'm gonna put and click on it and get your bike serviced. Get your shit done by somebody who is good.
By the best.
Level, yeah, master level mechanic. Is that
master level electrician doing wiring up there.
I'm over here taping a wire, man.
But make sure, hit that service link and put it in there so you can have somebody good working on your shit and not just any tech.
Yeah, we got it actually at blockheadgarage.com. So if you guys want to, you know, book a reservation, blockheadgarage.com. Thanks, man. Appreciate the plug, sir.
You notice that it just came right off this time?
Yeah, it wasn't over torqued. Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to point that out.
Tell us how you really feel, Chris. It looks so pretty. I'm loving all this prettiness. I like the way everything just looks, just so shiny. It's so shiny and greasy. Now it's time to press out this bearing. And what's the reason why we just don't use that bearing? Just out of curiosity.
Because you don't side load a bearing.
Okay,
You're
cool.
not supposed to.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure there are people in the industry that do it and have gotten away with it, but I'm not that guy.
So,
And that's why we love you.
we're not gonna do that.
That's why you are Cool Guy Chris, master level mechanic. We're no longer saying tech. 25 years master level mechanic. All right, so Chris got it out of the trash basket. This is the Recluse clutch setup. So he got the whole thing out in one shot. It looks cool. I mean, obviously it's not as cool as the Barnett, but it still works. It still holds a lot of power. It'll work for most of you stock transmission guys. What is it?
It's for sale.
That is true, it is for sale. So if you're interested, you can hit me up and let me know if you're interested in picking this up. It's fairly new. I think Chris put it in my bike maybe 600 miles ago. You can check the YouTube video on this one to see what my mileage was at when he put this in. And I have all the clips for it. And yeah, you hit me up and we can negotiate a deal. And you could potentially have this clutch set up. Wow, I like the way you jack that.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
There he is.
Please.
Come on. Here's your shitty bearing.
Nice. Why'd you give it to me? Now I'm touching the dirt, man. Now my hands are dirty. Now I gotta wash them. Ugh, you think I'm like some sort of mechanic or something. And that is how you press a bearing. I know most of y'all only get to see Chris through the content on here. I'm hoping that you guys come and get your bike serviced through him, but I'm sure for those of you all who have seen like him actually work in his environment, Chris is extremely meticulous with everything that he does. So y'all only get to see a fraction of what we put into videos. Whereas, like, I mean, this dude literally takes his time and goes through every item, everything you could possibly think about.
So the recipe calls for oil 1 to 3 minutes.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that looks so good. Look at that. Why do you always make me laugh? Look at this nice smoothness going on here. So it's all in and ready to go. All right, so I know you guys just saw in the video when Chris was putting these springs in, we did all greens. He was just appealing to me being stubborn, and he was like, you know, whatever, I'll go ahead and do it just so you can see what it feels like. And so he did that, and we tried it out, and that shit was hard.
Would you like me to put all reds in so you know what that feels like?
No, thank you. Definitely not. The all greens was really hard, and I know there's gonna be some dudes like man up and be Popeye. I'm not with that shit. It's all good. And this is plenty, you know, for what I need. So he did remove the greens, and we basically alternated green, gold, green, gold, green, gold. Okay, so just wanted to give you an update just in case you saw that footage and you're like, oh, he went all greens, you know, real manly. No, I did not want to do that. I'm not, ego aside here, I have, you know, we live in Florida and there is traffic, and I don't want to be cranking down on that all the time and destroying my forearm. So just a heads up. All right, so everything is buttoned up, finished, ready to go. We got the bike flashed, and like all the tuning indicator gear ratios thing is all functioning now. Now we just got to take the bike out, test everything out, make sure everything operates smoothly.
So as you can see, it is the next day. The reason is because the footage that I got last night, it was bad, and I couldn't do that to y'all. And I did want to give you guys my opinion on if the, you know, adding the new Barnett Scorpion clutch, if it worked, and if the Baker is shifting properly now. So it is shifting better than before, but it's not shifting correctly still. So basically what happens is, and I figured this out, is when I go to shift, right? So after I do the, you know, to do the shift, so I pull it in real quick, snap it, it goes into gear. That's fine. But now what I've realized is going from third to fourth gear, when I go into fourth gear, there's no tension on my heel. So I have obviously toe and heel. There's no tension on my heel at all. So I have to press it down like 2 times before I even press the clutch in to make it happen. And I don't know what this is. I'm gonna call Baker up this week and find out and see what they say. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, it's still not working. So basically, I need to figure out if there's any tension on the rear first before I even hold in the clutch. Because if there is no tension on the rear going into fourth gear, it's not going to work. It literally is a dead gear. It's like there's nothing there. It's like not, as if it's not even clicking into any gear whatsoever. So I'm not sure, but now we've had the recluse clutch in there with the trash basket, didn't work at all. And then now we have the Barnett clutch in there. It does work for every other gear minus going from 3rd to 4th gear. So there has to be something going on in the transmission. I understand that, you know, it might seem like, oh, it's just a, you know, a clutch thing. It clearly isn't just a clutch thing, because if it was, then putting the Barnett clutch in would have solved for that issue. On a positive note, all the other issues have worked themselves out. You know, Chris has got the bike tuned, if you will, or reflashed with the proper gear ratios now, and so that's working just fine. But still, this issue from 3rd to 4th, this is dangerous. So yeah, I'm going to be hitting up Barnett, I'm going to be hitting up Baker this week and seeing what they say about this issue. Hopefully they're able to come to some resolve at this point, because now there's been 2 clutches in the bike and it still isn't shifting properly. So something has to be going on, especially if it's just that one gear. I mean, that should be a cause of concern if it's only one gear. If it's doing it in all gears, I understand, but it's only doing it in one gear. That makes me believe that it has to be something in the transmission. I could be wrong. Look, I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but obviously something is going on here. Anyway, so I'll keep you all updated on what's going on with the status. I'll obviously have to create another video on this, but I did want to give you an update. With that being said, I am going to close out this video now. So, very important, make sure y'all are putting good energy out there into the world and you're paying it forward. I'll check y'all out later. Bye now.